What's up guys, it's Kwame and we're back for another video for you guys today. This is actually my second time filming this video because the first time the lighting was terrible. I actually edited it and uploaded it, but we're doing the whole video again just so you guys can get the full best quality version, at least quality wise of the video. But everything covered in the video is the same as the first one, so. But this video will be better. So anyway, this is Rescue Claw from ZoomZoom Heroes, the first mech of the rebrand of the QSU. We have the Rescue Claw right here and the Wolf Micro Wheel. So I'm really excited to show this guy off once again. So please enjoy the video, and without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so to start off, we have the Wolf Micro Wheel. This is the little gimmick of the line. So yeah, this is Zoom Hero Wolf's Micro Wheel. I'm gonna throw this picture up here. If you guys are interested in the character storyline, which if you're watching the video and you're a fan of the channel, I'm pretty sure you guys are. So please go check that out. I'll put all the links that are necessary will be in the description. So please go check that out. But as for the Wolf Micro Wheel himself, he's quite neat. Having a little bit of a zoom in look at the detail here. There's not really too much going on. All of the micro wheels do share the same body. You can see here on the underside here. It's all the same. The wheels, aside from the color, are the same. Difference here are the pieces used, of course. So we have the red parts to represent, you know, the wolf parts. He does have a unique part up here. That's the little engine block right here. Just nice and gray, just to break up the color scheme a little bit. And there's a little bit of gray, like right here a little bit. But he does have nice green eyes here, nice detail, nice rubber wheels. He does roll really nicely here. I'm kind of hard to get him to roll on the little turntable or the little turn stand here, but he is quite neat. I do like him quite a bit. For comparison, I do have the Arcadia from last year, well, one of the Arcadias from last year. This is the only one that I built, but I still want to compare them. I've never been able to do this before. Never been able to compare two gimmicks that I've made, or two collectibles that I've made. But yeah, that's just the comparison there. They're not really in the same scale at all, obviously. But I mean, I suppose they are, but they're two different things. Obviously, this is a car. This is a little arcade guy. That turns into a little monster dude. But that's pretty much it for that comparison there. And here he is next to Boom Boom Classic from Boom Bonger. So I did bring in a Boom Boom car here. I don't know how many of you guys have like Sentai toys or Sentai stuff. I have almost the whole Boom Bonger collection. I wanted to show these two off together because they are similar in the fact that they are, you know, gimmicks and collectibles. But yeah, all of the Boom Boom cars, at least the smaller ones here, are around the same size. Of course, they have like different shapes and everything. Classic is a little bit more like rounded off, but in general, they're like the same, like length and stuff like that. So the micro wheels are smaller, but they're all carbon micro wheels, so I guess it does make some sort of sense. But yeah, there you go. All right, now we can have a look at the Rescue Claw himself. So Rescue Claw, much like in BVA, it is their changer for the series. It's also their mech, just like, you know, like I said, just like BVA. But very different from BVA. This guy himself is an actual character, kind of like Megazord, which is very much inspired this guy. But his general look here, while he is inspired by Megazord, he is very different from him. He is obviously, because Megazord is a hand, this guy, of course, is a claw. So we have just a nice close look at the detail here. Lots of yellow varying colors here, black, some white, again some yellow, different varying yellows too, and a little bit of red, but different colors of red, but it's not really a whole lot. I don't want to stray away from using a lot of red because whenever you get like, you know, like a mech by himself, which I've done before, like Miracle Blaze, Highest Speedo, Monkaijin, or Diamond Kaiser, they're all like all one color. Like see Diamond Kaiser here, of course you can see here, all pretty much all, I mean, you can't really see him, but you know, he's all red basically. I wanted to give this guy a different look because, you know, he doesn't belong to the Red Ranger. He belongs to, or the Red Hero. He belongs to the whole team. So that is there. And again, if you want to look at his character, his storyline, that will be on the Instagram page as well. This is kind of the general look right here, which you kind of already saw. But we do have the two little blade bits right here on the side. And the little thumb. There's a little thumb right here on the side here, which is really cool. And then you have the handle. So the handle is pretty good. It's a good build, nice and durable, thick, just very hefty. It's nice. But I can't fit all my fingers in here. but I have pretty big hands because I'm not a little kid. But I can get 3 fingers in here, which is pretty good. So I had to hold it like this, which is pretty good. And then these little parts here, what you do, are of course, are going to be the arms you can see here. But they do kind of act like extensions of the handle, which is what we were going for. But you can get some good slashing motion, as you can see here. Does look pretty nice. I put the camera up a little higher so you can kind of see here better. But you can get, again, good slashing motion, good posing here. Again, I can't really do too much with that, but that's pretty much it for Rescue Claw by himself. So, how would you transform this guy, or transform into a ZoomZoom hero? Of course, this video we're going to be transforming into Zoom's Hero Wolf. So what you're going to do here, we get your micro wheel right here, and they will attach right here on that those little jumper pieces right here, and you attach. I would love to get sounds for this guy, which me and my friend, we're working on getting some sounds for this guy, which we'll post in like another video. But I'll just put text up on the screen just like I did in the other video, just so you guys can have a little example. So let's put them on. And when you put them on, you yell ZoomZoom Rescue Transform. So let's get that started. So you rope micro wheel, and then ZoomZoom Rescue, and then bop it. And then there you go. You transformed into Zoom Hero Wolf. So there's the micro wheel on top here. So I kind of like the way that you hold it here, because usually when you get like one of these items, like one of these transformation items, usually like the little gimmick will be like right up here or something. But I kind of like it because the claw is like here, and then the micro wheel is kind of angled. It's like a good angle. It's just interesting shape. It's not just straight up and down. It's a little angle to it, which I think is a bit more cool. It looks more dynamic that way. But again, get some good slashes. He's not gonna pop off. He's on there nice and not tight, but it's a good connection because it's Lego. So it's nice little connection here. Get the slashing motion, and it does look really, really good. But yeah, that's about it for these guys on their own. Let's get into the transformation into Rescue Claw. The transforming this guy into Rescue Claw is very easy. In fact, there's only a little bits of part forming you have to do here. So just take off the blade bits on the side here, and then this thumb will just rotate up and fold them back up here. And then you can just reattach them like that, so they kind of like bend with the flow of the knee. Just plug them in, just like that. And you kind of like set him here laying like this, because that's how it's going to be. So then what you can do here is you're going to take the legs here, or take the entire body, bring it all the way back, basically until the blades meet the ground right here. And then you'll take the rest of the body here and then bring it up on those little ratchets on the legs. And that will create the body right there. Take the arms here, bring them down, but don't fold them down all the way though, because you're going to need clearance for the handle to come down. So you're going to bring the handle down like that. You can set it down a little bit more, but you have the handle here just like this, and then you can bring the arms the rest of the way down. You can also open the fingers up as well and spread them out a little bit just to get them looking more dynamic right there. Then the back panel here, you'll bring this up like this and rotate it just like that, so you have the jaw of Rescue Claw. Then you'll take the wolf micro wheel and plug him on right here on those little jumper pieces right there. And there you go, guys. There is Rescue Claw all transformed and put together. Yeah, there's Rescue Claw all transformed and put together. So let's have a zoom in here and get a better look at his details. So let's get zoom in on the head here. So definitely very animalistic looking, of course, which is what we were going for with the design, just to make him a bit more different from other mechs I made in the past. And since it is a rebrand, I do think it does make a good amount of sense. But you do see the nice detail here on the head here, green eyes, some kind of engine block. You see here that the jaw piece does match up pretty well with upper part here, especially with it being, you know, a whole car. It's a whole vehicle. So you would think that having the wheels on there would look a little awkward, but no, I think it does overall look pretty good on this guy. The handle here, of course, is on the back, but you can't really tell like that it's a handle, so it kind of looks like, you know, you can't imagine that it's really anything, to be honest. It looks pretty good in my opinion. And I do love the fact that he does have a good amount of yellow. I want to say he's majority yellow. I'd say he's majority with yellow. At the very least, the yellow definitely does like pop, which of course yellow is a color that does that. It's like very loud a color. So the yellow just contrasts nicely with the darker color of the rest of the guy. Even on the shoulders here, you do get the yellow here on the red. And then having a closer look down at the feet here, there is also a good bit of yellow and white as well, just for a good balance right there. Yeah, there's the little, better look at the body. The back is a little bare, kind of black, but it's not just like anti-studs. Like Mon Kaiser was a little bit anti-stud, like unlike some other years. So definitely an improvement in that department right there. And now let's talk about the articulation of the guy, which again, if you guys have seen the Mon Kaiser stuff, it's pretty much on the same lane as that, or even like maybe some other years too. Just like Mon Kaiser, we do have the just natural bends in the elbow and the knee. Of course here, well, of course his legs are built differently, but just natural bend in the arms, which I do like a lot better than just straight up and down. But anyway, the head can rotate 360 degrees and can move up and down on the ball joint and on the neck joint. So you can move up like this or like this, which is pretty good. So it does create for different kind of scenarios there. You can't really get really tilted on the head, just of the way, you know, it's built, but you do have that there. And the arms are on good ratchets. You can move them forward, backward, up and down. If you move the handle, you probably get some more range of motion, like back and forth. But that is an option if you want that. It's same on both sides. And then the fingers here, they do move right here, and they also can pivot in and out. So just for a little bit more personality there. It makes them look a little bit more alive when the fingers are like this. But he does have those. No thumbs on this guy either. Which is, you know, interesting because his thumb here on in the claw mode, but not for his actual hands. But you know, that's just the way he goes. And then the legs can move forward a good amount, pretty much do about that much, which is really good. And then back as well is really good. And yeah, if you move this out of the way, you can get even more. You can do a nice split. The legs do come off here. You know, that's just the way that he's built. It's a different type of ratchet, in fact, than others. It's a new way of building it. I didn't have any of these pieces before. I think they're like from 2022 or something. At least these parts that Lego started using for the legs here, which is definitely interesting. It does give for a more unique build here. And then the feet here are on two ball joints, so you can move them forward, backward, ankle rocker. You can rotate it because the Technic rod does allow for that. But yeah, that's just kind of the look of Rescue Claw articulation. So pretty good. For a size comparison, yeah, I've never been able to do this before. Having both my mechs here, that's just it's just so cool. But anyway, size comparison, here he is next to last year's Mon Kaiser. So of course, Rescue Claw does have a good bit of height on this guy, as you can see here. So that's kind of that comparison there, and you just kind of see just in general the different aesthetic of these guys. Mon Kaiser looks definitely more, I think he looks more Sentai-like, more brickish, more cartoony looking almost. But he does look really nice. I love the aesthetic of the Mon Kaiser line. ZoomZoom heroes, at least this guy definitely looks more serious looking, more like Transformer look, or Transformer like the Bayformers, but actually good looking Bayformers, you know, kind of design. So it's interesting, definitely. I do really like the contrast between these two. But yeah, that's that comparison right there. And here he is next to last year's Tegajun. I would have brought out Megazord, but he's in real Megazord right now, or 5-color right now, and he's very delicate, so I don't want to mess with him. But Tegajun's available, so let's have her in here. And then for their size comparison, they are pretty much the same size. Like Tegajun is technically a little taller, just technically, but you can see here. I think on camera they look about the same size. But I suppose they are technically the same size, because they are pretty much eye to eye, because these are Tegajun's eyes, like right here. So they are pretty much eye to eye, but, you know, it just kind of depends on your perspective. But in general, they're pretty much the same height. So, there you go. But yeah, guys, that's going to do it for Rescue Claw here. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know I definitely enjoyed making him and building all the mechs for him. And I definitely think that this video looks better than the last one. So I'm really happy with the result there. And I just really hope that you guys are excited to see ZoomZoom Heroes. But yeah, I don't really have too much to say. Thank you for all the support, you guys. It's really appreciated. And I love you all. So please like, comment, subscribe for more. Check out the links in the description below. And that's it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. And peace out.